Okay, so first I have gathered all my supplies. I have my stethoscope, my BP cuff, my thermometer, my pen light, my Q-tip, my scented item, my pulse ox, and my tongue suppressor, and my reading materials. So I'm gonna wash my hands really well. Great. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm gonna be your nurse today. Can you tell me your name and date of birth?
Kenny Moore, March 5th, 1993.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna quickly close this curtain for some privacy. And can you tell me, are you having any pain today? No? Okay, that's good. So today we're gonna be doing a head to toe assessment. I'm just gonna be checking all your body systems to make sure that everything's working normally and that we're not having any issues, okay? Do you have to use the restroom at all? No? Okay, so that's good. First I'm gonna survey my patient. They seem to have good posture, they are clean, and they seem well nourished. And I'm just gonna start with a mental assessment, okay? So I'm gonna ask you 3 questions. First, where are
Doctor's office.
we? And what year is it?
2020.
Okay, and who's the president?
Donald Trump.
Perfect. So throughout my head to toe assessment, I'm gonna be checking for all the integrity of your skin throughout. So I'm gonna be checking for any abnormal temperature, texture, any color, any moisture or excessive dryness, and I'm also gonna be checking for any lesions or masses that don't belong there, okay? And throughout our assessment, I'm also gonna be taking your blood pressure to check for any hyper or hypotension. I'm gonna be listening for your heart rate to listen to see if it's too fast or too slow. I'm going to take your temperature. I'm also going to take your pulse ox to check the oxygen in your blood. And then I'm also going to check your respirations just to make sure that you're not breathing too quickly or too slowly. Okay? So first we're going to start with your cranial nerves. And cranial nerve number 1 is your olfactory nerve. So what I want you to do is cover one nostril and close your eyes. And then I want you to inhale and tell me what you smell.
Citrus.
Okay? And then the other one.
Citrus.
Okay, perfect. And then cranial nerve number 2 is called your optic nerve. And with that, we're going to do a quick test. And I'm going to give you this reading material. I want you to hold it about 14 inches away from your face, and I want you to read this line right here.
Good, something, they win.
Okay, that's good, that's correct. And then, so cranial nerves 3, 4, and 5 are your ocular motor nerves, your trochlear nerve, and your abducens nerve. Okay, so first I'm going to test for your trochlear nerve, and I want you to follow the tip of this with your eyes only, not your head. Okay? Okay, that looks good. Now to check your ocular motor nerve, I still want you to follow the top of this, only with your eyes. Okay, and the eyes go inward, so that's a good sign. And then lastly, keep following just with your eyes. I'm going to move it from left to right to check your abducens, which is responsible for the lateral movement of your eyes. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to take this pen light, and I want you to look straight. Okay. And then I'm going to turn on my pen light and check for pupil dilation, okay? Okay, good. So I would document that the pupils are round, equal, and responsive to light. Okay, so next I'm going to check cranial nerves 6, 7, and 8, which first is your trigeminal nerve, okay? So for that, I'm going to take this Q-tip, and I'm going to do soft and hard movements, and I want you to close your eyes and tell me which one it is, okay?
Soft. Hard. Hard. Soft.
Okay, and then next I want you just to clench your jaw, and I'm going to palpate for the masseter muscle to make sure that that's working properly, and that's right there on the side, so that's good. Excuse me, next we're going to do the facial nerve. So just going to ask you to do a few facial expressions to make sure that your muscles are working properly. So first I want you to smile and frown, frown. And then if you could just raise your eyebrows and then wrinkle your forehead and then puff your cheeks out. Okay, perfect. next is gonna be your acoustic nerve. So for this one, we're gonna use the whisper test. So I'm gonna whisper 2 words into your ear, and I just want you to repeat them back to me, okay?
Cat dog.
Okay, and then we would repeat that on the other side. I'm not gonna do that right now, but you would just check both sides bilaterally. And then the next cranial nerve that we're gonna check is the spinal accessory nerve. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply some resistance to your shoulders, and I just want you to shrug up. Okay, one more. All right, that's good. And then I want you to move your neck. Okay, and then a little resistance. Go ahead. Okay, and then the other side. Okay, good. The next nerves that we're gonna check are your vagus and your hypoglossal nerves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this tongue suppressor, and I want you to open your mouth, and I'm gonna push down on your tongue, and I want you to say ah. Okay, so the uvula moves up, and that's normal, so that's good. And then we're gonna do it one more time. Okay, and we're checking for the vocal cords. We're checking for any abnormalities in your speech, so you don't have any kind of hoarseness or like any kind of high-pitched noise, so that's good. And we're also checking for your swallowing, and everything seems normal, okay? Just gonna go this way. Okay, and now we're just gonna I'm gonna check your face, and I'm gonna palpate your sinuses, okay? Does that hurt at all? No? How about here?
No.
Okay, and then next I'm going to assess your neck, and I'm going to palpate your lymph nodes, and just tell me if this hurts, okay? Any pain? No. And there's no abnormal swelling, everything seems normal here, okay? So next we're gonna assess your arms, and I want you to put your arms out, and then I just want you to flip your palms up and then back a little faster, okay? Good. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go against my resistance, push down, okay? And then flip, and then push up. Okay, good. Then I'm gonna test for your grasp. So grasp my hands and squeeze. Okay, that's good. And then just flake your wrists up and down. So flex your wrist and then open and close your hand. Okay, wonderful. And then let me just check your hands really quick for any abnormalities in between your fingers. Okay, there are none. Okay, perfect. So now I'm just gonna ask you to lay down. Wait, not yet. First, we're gonna assess your thorax. So I'm going to listen for some lung sounds, okay? And when I put the stethoscope on you, I just want you to breathe in and out, okay? So at the front, there are 6, and we're gonna start right up here. Breathe in, and out, and then in. Okay, and then we're gonna move on to the back. And the back has 8 spots. We're gonna start at the base of the neck. And again, I just want you to breathe in and out, okay? Nice deep breaths. Now I'm just going to check your skin turgor right at your clavicle, and then I'm going to do that by pulling on your skin gently and seeing the rebound. That's going to tell me if you're dehydrated or not, okay? Okay, we have good rebound, so you're not dehydrated. And now we're going to listen to some heart sounds. And I'm going to start at the aortic, right at the top. You can breathe normal. We're going to move over to the pulmonic, and then the Erb's point, and then the tricuspid, and then the mitral. And when we get down to the mitral, we're going to take an apical pulse. So I'm going to listen for 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, 30 seconds have passed and your apical pulse is 62.
All right.
Okay, so now I just want you to lay down. Okay, I'm gonna assess your abdomen, so I'm just gonna lift your shirt up a little bit, all right? First, we're gonna inspect for any discoloration, any abnormalities, any kind of distension that we can visibly see, and everything looks normal right now. So next, I'm just gonna auscultate. I'm gonna listen to some of your stomach sounds, okay? I'm gonna start in your left lower quadrant and work my way up. Listening for about 5 seconds each. Upper left, upper right, and lower right. Okay, everything sounds good. Now we're just gonna percuss each quadrant by placing 2 fingers and tapping with the other 2. Okay, we have some good sounds. And now I'm just gonna gently palpate your stomach to make sure that there's no abnormal masses under the surface, okay? And that's gonna be in circular motions. Okay, now I'm gonna assess your femoral pulse, which is on the inside part of your groin, and that sounds good. And then I would assess your genitalia for any type of abnormal color, any abnormal odor, or any kind of abnormal discharge, lesions, bruises, marks, and there are none, so that looks good. And we're gonna move on down to your feet, and then, so I'm gonna place some resistance on your feet. I want you to flex downwards toward me, okay? Now flex upwards, okay, perfect. And now I'm gonna check your legs for any type of edema. There is none. The skin integrity, as I said, we're gonna be checking all the systems and all of that looks good. And then we're gonna move on to the pulses. So we're gonna do your lateral tibial pulse, which is on the inside of the ankle. And then your dorsal pedis pulse on top of the foot. Okay, and then your popliteal pulse. And all 3 of those would be checked on both sides for evenness, and they are all good. Okay, and then you can put your shirt down and you can come back and stand up for me, please. Now we're going to check your balance and your gait, okay? So what I want you to do is just walk in a straight line. Okay, you're good. You can come back. And then just walk on your heels. Okay, back. And then walk on your tippy toes. And then walk heel to toe, and then come back. Good. And then the last thing that I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to put your hands out to your side, close your eyes, and then stand for 20 seconds. And all I'm looking for is that you're balanced, you're not becoming wobbly, and all of that looks good. All right, perfect. So 20 seconds have passed, and that's the end of your assessment. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I would document my findings, and that would be the end of it. Thank you.
Thank you.